Hello and welcome to the pilot episode of Feartress. This is a game that will come out the 28th of June. I want to thank the developer for giving me the opportunity to look at this game before it even comes out. I'm gonna jump right into it. It starts with some lore and tutorial. It is dark. We'll take a first look at the game, and don't forget there's always timestamps if you ever get bored. So it seems like we're floating in outer space. Not a single sound wave is hitting my eardrums. By the way, no music, no sound, but that will be fixed after early access, I asked the developer. Until you hear a raspy voice, I won't read the whole thing. So they made it all mysterious. Of course, with ambience music, it would be better. I'll find some generic YouTube music. This is temporary, of course. The game is not even out yet, so just give them a chance. So L and K, you can interact. So I have to choose, am I dead, or what does L and K stand for? Now I'm curious about it. I did ask if I was dead, so I don't know. I will honestly assume it has no incidence on the game itself. Maybe later on I'll learn what L and K means anyways. And it's a game that has a lot of content, it seems. It seems complicated. How do I prove my worth? That's what I chose. So it seems like the cosmos is falling apart. This is all lore, and we're going to enter World 1 with some tutorial elements, and I don't know if World 1 is considered as the tutorial world. We won't be able to do the whole thing because the video will last forever. By the way, it just turned into a cat. I'll let you read the rest on your own because I want to tell you this is a pilot episode. So first of all, welcome to the channel if you're new to the channel. And if you want a series about this, I look at views, likes, comments, general activity on the video. And if it does well, then I might make a series out of this. I think there's enough content, as I said earlier. So normally when I play on my own, I kind of skip these things. I go as fast as possible. By the way, here I had to decide whether I go good or evil. And I'll decide to go evil. It reminds me of when I was playing Fallout 3 and 4. I was the most evil person you can imagine. So I said, let's go evil for now, and we'll see what good looks like. What's the difference between the two? As I said, World 1, right? So maybe you can switch whether you're good or evil between worlds. I don't know. Is there some sort of prestige system? I don't know yet. I don't know much, in fact, but let's figure this out. So first thing I noticed is the UI is very, very small. So we're going to fix this. Look at how small this is. So he's giving me some tips. The goal is to destroy those guard posts. We won't do that today, but if I make an episode 2, that would be my goal. So we'll reach the point in this video where we can fight. We will fight, and then we'll stop the video there. So first, let's make the UI bigger. So 30% bigger. You see the difference it makes? Much better. Okay. Let's get started. So I'm just gonna follow the tutorial instructions. Then he'll leave me alone for a while until I go to fighting. So those are gatherers. They just gather food. And if I use workers like a woodcutter, it costs me food. So I try to balance things out. Of course, at the beginning it's very easy, but I assume much later it will become more challenging to keep everything balanced out. So here I'm just looking at the UI, just exploring. There will be jump cuts in this video, of course, but at the beginning, everything's new. But then eventually I'm gonna have to wait for certain buildings to be finished, things like this, so we're gonna do jump cuts. Normally, when I do a pilot episode, it's on the fly commentary without cuts, but in this case, I could not do it justice, and there will be a lot of wait time. In fact, I'll play 45 minutes, and this video should be about 20 minutes-ish, a little more than 20 minutes. So I just build a hut, which increase how many workers I can have. So I'm using 5 out of 11. Here was just checking the tools, so I'm not sure what they're for. So sawmill, I can build that. Let's go. So my goal is to build as many buildings as possible until the tutorial starts again, and of course it will be when I build the barracks, ready to make an army and start invading squares around my base. We'll look at that a bit later. I didn't understand this at the time, of course, so the quarry, I don't have enough yet for it. So, you know, I'm just clicking around and try to explore. So upgrade all sawmills, cost only 50, very cheap. But the more I upgrade, the more expensive, of course, and the more buildings I have, the more the next building is. So if I want to make a new hut, it will be more expensive. Still got 9 out of 12 workers. I did not realize that yet. Here's a quarry. So the quarry will create stone. Oh, that's my problem. Stone, there you go. So I can upgrade them if I have 100, and it seems like that's what I'm going to do. There's also a timer. I'm going to show it later on with a little zoom in to make it easier to see. Now the warehouse, the next building, and there's also a foundry that I can make, but I don't have enough resources yet. So I'm just adding workers now. My goal is to max them out while I'm producing enough food. And there will be other types of workers in this video. So these are places that I can invade, and it tells me the mobs that are there. I didn't understand exactly what this was originally, but that's what it is. And the other buildings, which are grayed out, is because I don't have line of sight. Once I invade something, then it will reveal, you know, it won't be gray anymore, if you know what I mean. So I figured that out later, as I said, and I'll invade one place in this video. But to go further, I'll need a bigger army, and I cannot click on this because I don't have the barracks yet. Okay, so now warehouse would be nice to build, and I need 500 wood, 35 seconds, 24. So if you look at cost, eventually I'll zoom in on that, but it tells you how much time you have to wait. So this is the type of game I will have to let run in the background. One thing I wanted to test also is if there was offline games. I always do that in games like this. So soon you'll see a jump cut where I'll check if there's offline games. Very important to know. But I don't mind running this game 24/7. Of course, I'll reach maximum amounts. For instance, wood and stone is 1000, the maximum. The warehouse enables you. I just increased my capacity to 2000 for wood, and food is 2000, and same for stone. And you can increase it, but eventually if I let it run forever, then come back to it after a while, everything is maxed out, then I can make some progress. And if you look on the top right, it shows how much time I've been playing. I hope it doesn't matter. And there you go. That's a jump cut where I left for an hour just to see if I get offline games. I hit continue, and the answer is no. And I just realized that the UI became small again. I just realized this now, and I will not notice it. So now it's small. Sorry about that. I just realized it. So it didn't record it for some reason. You see cost here, 353. So I had to wait 4 minutes. Here's a jump cut where I waited 4 minutes. But I think I'm going to change my mind. I waited 3 minutes in reality. Oh, I hate how small it is now. So it didn't register. I don't know why. I'm going to check. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's me who made a mistake. So I'll try to fix that for next episode. Make sure that the UI is nice and big, easier for you to see and for me to comment. So I wasn't sure what to do. So I decided to increase the number of workers, which slows me down for making next building. But regarding the time, once again, I hope it doesn't have any incidents, because the game will run for many hours idling at maximum capacity. Then I'll come back to it, so I'll probably reach a high number, like in Evlo Revolution, where I have like 5,400 hours or something, because I let the game run 24/7. So this I didn't understand in humans. So when I build a hut and I attribute workers, it reduces the number of humans. And what I think it is now is, later on I'll be able to attribute a bunch of workers, and maybe this limits how many workers you can attribute at once, which would be 10, and it recovers, is it 3 per minute or something like this? So please let me know in the comments regarding humans. I don't really understand this part yet. After all, I only have 45 minute experience in this game. So I was still looking at it, trying to understand what it may see. So if I go train, see, I'm now at 8 humans. So if I was to attribute 8 more workers, I can't anymore. I have to wait for humans to recover. Am I correct when I say that? I don't know. Okay, so 18 workers. Now if I see it drags, I'm just going to edit on the fly. I can do that, so it's not bad. I'll add speed ups if I need to, if I run out of things to say. And here's the foundry. Convert stone into iron. You see the red on the top. That's because I'm burning too much stone to make iron, and I noticed it right away. So I expected adjustments, maybe a sliding bar or something. And I said, okay, maybe I can find a way to increase my production in stone. And look at that. All I have to do is reduce how much iron I produce to get out of the red. So the key would be to stay balanced all the time. And I don't know if it ever becomes really difficult to balance everything out so that nothing is in the red. I don't have a clue. I don't even know if it's a difficult game or not. So forge is the next building. Here I'm just checking how much it costs me. I want more workers maybe. So I'm going to build a hut here and 4 more spots for workers. Make sure that I have enough food with the gatherers. Okay. Now I'm showing you more actions than I would do normally, but in future episodes there would be a lot of jump cuts. But this is just an exploration of the game to see if you're interested in this type of game, and to give you a general overview in the sense that maybe you're interested in buying this game. So I invite you to wishlist it. It's on the description down below where the game is. You can wishlist it if you find that game interesting. I do. It's just a question to see if there's enough audience for a series. So forge 14 minutes to wait, and it's no big deal. I mean, I can wait 14 minutes, just put the game in the background, come back in 14 minutes, you know. But of course I had a video to make, because this is one of the events that sometimes happen. There's a drought, sorry about the pronunciation. But you see in the breakdown, it doesn't take into account the drought. I wish it did show me how much I lose due to drought. It doesn't, but I can tell 0.8 per second is not a normal number. So I just wanted to show you that. So there's random events. Sometimes they're negative, sometimes they are positive, and one of them will be positive later on. Here's the forge. We're making progress towards our barracks. So blacksmith, I thought, first of all, I thought these were weapons. They're not. They call them equipment. Yes, equipment. So I decided to upgrade forge right away, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I only need 400 wood. There you go. So let's upgrade this right now. That will make my blacksmith more efficient. There you go. Now I want to make blacksmith, but I got 28 workers. I could retire them or make another hut or upgrade them depending on the price. Look at the prices, almost 2,000, but in 2 minutes I already have enough, so it's not bad at all. Oh, and there's another tab, and here's the barracks I was talking about. That's where the tutorial will take over once again, but I need a bunch of resources. We're not there yet. There's also a farm that I won't build today, that will be for next episode. My goal was only to build a barracks to see how it looks like, build an army, and when I saw the tutorial continuing, that's the direction I took. And then I realized I had a lot of footage, so I had to stop the video after I invaded one place. We're back in the red here because I have blacksmith, I have 3 of them, but it costs me iron to create equipment, which makes absolute sense. But now I'm in the red for iron. So how do I fix that? Because I'm at 100% production in the foundry. Well, the solution would be to maybe retire some of the blacksmiths. Or not worry about it, leave it at 0. That would be also a solution. It's no big deal if I'm at 0. It's not like in SimCity where you get into debt and then you have bad reviews and things like this. So, but I decided to retire and try to make 1 per second, which is not a lot at all. You can imagine in late game how insane the numbers would be per second that you would make. Okay, so barrack, how far are we at? So less than 5 minutes. If I was to wait 5 minutes, I would be able to build it. Carnival, your production is increased by 40%. See, here's a positive event for me. Wanted to show you that. And I got the 4,000 wood to finally make the barracks. And all of a sudden, our friend comes back and gives me instructions on how to train soldiers and how to fight. I'm going to fight for the first time. And I thought it was pretty cool. So I can have up to 11 people, but he's asking me to get 5 soldiers, so let's get 5. Costs a lot of food though, so let's reattribute some of the workers to make sure I have enough food. There you go. There's multiple types of units too. There will be a shop later, you'll see. But I won't be able to buy any of this stuff because the video will be over. So he wants me to attack this goblin tower. So you can see how strong the mobs are compared to you. I forgot how to check yours. Maybe if I hover over a soldier, I'll know on the left. I forgot. So here's the fight going on. And as the fight is going on, and I will fast forward it, you can continue playing normally. So I'm going to hit attack. I'll continue playing while the attack is going on. I'll let it start, but I will fast forward most of the fight ×4 speed while I manage my workers. Here's the ×4 speed up. You can expect a bunch of them in the future if we make a series on this. That's something I do a lot in on my channel. And once again, if you're new to the channel, I invite you to check out all the series that I got. I play all sorts of games, incremental games, idle games, clicker games. That's pretty much my niche. And we just won, and we got 8 chests. And if you look on the map, I forgot to point to it, I see 2 chests. You see them? They're shiny with gold in them on the map. Anyways, inventory, I got some pants that increase my defense, and as you can see, all sorts of stats you can get from equipment. 0.6% base defense, and even production can be increased by equipment. And I even checked again, see, and there's a sell button, so I can sell the equipment that's useless for gold, because we're about to open the shop now. Here's the shop. Now I don't have much money yet. This is meant to be like this because we're still in the tutorial. I'm being instructed to click on this, there you go, and I will buy a quality of life, I guess. Well, it's actually pretty important. Unit type legend, because there seems to be, well, there is elements. So certain elements are stronger against others. This is very, very common in games like this. So you make the right units to fight the right mobs. So that's going to be very interesting. This dynamic. Wishing me good luck, and I'm on my own. And I'm going to look around a little bit, but that's what I got for you. So once again, if you're interested in a series, please let me know with views, likes, comments, okay? And if this video does well, I'll make a second video. It might be a second pilot, or if it does insanely well, I'll go straight into episode 2. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just clicking around. There's a college now. I don't know what it does. And when you clear an area, you sort of invade the space, you can make a new building. So yeah, that's it. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you want to support this channel, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss future videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.